approximately 100 collections of ahadith were already prepared and ready. Before Sahih al Bukhari, the people say that we don't accept hadith, we don't rely on hadith, we just rely on Qur'an. This is one of the greatest fitna, misleading and misguiding fitna in deen. And this is the biggest jihala and dalala, to say we don't rely on hadith. Why? Because they were compiled 200-300 years after the death of Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is totally jahala and dalala. Ahadith were not compiled 2 or 3 centuries after the demise of Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ahadith were compiled in front of Holy Prophet, in the days of Holy Prophet, in the days of the companions, in the days of their successors, and in the days of their successors. Al-Bukhari and Al-Muslim or As-Sihah Sitta doesn't mean, these terms doesn't mean that they were the first books of hadith or the first collections or compilations of hadith which appeared in the history of Islam. No. Approximately 100 collections of hadith were already existing when Imam Bukhari compiled his book and Imam Muslim compiled his Sahih. 100 books of ahadith and collections, written manuscripts, they were already existing before Bukhari and Muslim. So these were the books which were filling the gap. There was no gap, and there was never any gap between the period of Holy Prophet and the period of Bukhari and Muslim in compilation of hadith. At the same time, when hadith was being compiled, the science of isnad, the science of jarh ta'dil, the science of scrutinization of the chains of transmitters, and the science of criticism of the transmitters, who are the reliable transmitters, who are unreliable transmitters, what would be their grade, where they would be placed. So this ilmul asanid, ilmul isnad, or ilmul jarh wa ta'dil, all these things, and after that ilm asma'ul rijal, all these basic sciences, basic branches of the science of hadith were also coming into existence and were also being compiled side by side when the books and collections of hadith were being prepared. The A'immah and the great authorities of those centuries were very particular in the case of hadith, and they became more particular when the fitna of fabrication of hadith started. Fabrication, wadul hadith. When this fitna started, they became much more particular and careful, although they were careful before too. The reason was that Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam stated, "Man haddasa anni bi hadithin yura annahu kadhibun fahuwa ahadul kadhibin." This hadith has been reported by Imam Muslim in his Muqaddimah of Al-Jami' al-Sahih. And Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam stated, "La takdhibu alayya, fa innahu man yakdhib alayya yalij an-nar." Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam stated, "Man ta'ammada alayya kadhiban falyatabawwa maq'adahu min an-nar." So there were many hadiths, maybe about 60 companions have reported this hadith from Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So these ahadith of Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam became the basis of science of hadith. Hadith of Holy Prophet itself. Man kadhaba alayya muta'ammidan falyatabawwa maq'adahu minan nar. These are the ahadith of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which became the basis of science of hadith. In the light of these ahadith, the successors and their successors felt a need to scrutinize the chain and to establish a science to scrutinize the chain of transmitters and to criticize their transmissions and to establish through which chain and through which source hadith of Holy Prophet should be accepted and through which source it should be not. So these ahadith became I have started now that Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam own ahadith became the basis of usulul hadith. In the same way, his own ahadith became the basis of compilation of hadith. If you read Kitab-ul-Ilm of Al-Jami al-Sahih al Bukhari, Kitab-ul-Ilm, Imam Bukhari has quoted many ahadith, and Imam Muslim has also quoted many ahadith, whereby Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam commanded to write down his hadith. Or sometimes he asked the companions to write a particular hadith or his particular statements or speech which he delivered in a particular meeting for certain people. Uktubu li Abi Shah. Sometimes he was asked and he granted permission to transcribe ahadith in front of him. So the process of compilation of hadith is also based on the hadith of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam itself. So compilation of hadith is also sunnah. Tadweenul hadith, kitabatul hadith. Tadweenul hadith is sunnah. Transcribing hadith, writing down the hadith, collecting hadith, compilation of hadith. This act which was performed by A'immah itself is sunnah. You may say, how? Because I have already explained, sunnah does not mean just his own Holy Prophet's act. Sunnah comprises his acts, his commandments, his speeches, his instructions, and his tacit approvals. So whatever he uttered, whatever he ordered, whatever he said, whatever he instructed, whatever he commanded, that is sunnah and that is hadith. Whatever he performed, whatever he acted, whatever he practiced, that is sunnah and hadith. And whatever some other person did in front of him, whatever some other person performed in front of him, whatever any act some other person performed in his meeting, in his presence, he saw it and he remained silent. So through this tacit approval, it also became his sunnah. So Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam ordered to write down his hadith. He said, "Qayyidul ilma bil kitab." So it became sunnah of Holy Prophet. I am referring to the thoughts and ideas of those people who just want to get rid of authoritativeness of hadith just on the basis of this wrong conception that this is a thing which was done centuries after the death of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No, this was done in the presence of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, under his own instruction, under his own supervision. And there were many companions who had prepared their own sahaif. Sayyidina Ali, it comes in Sahih Bukhari. In Sahih Bukhari, Kitab-ul-Ilm. Somebody asked Sayyidina Ali, do you have some compiled knowledge? Do you have anything, any booklet or any book with you which contains ilm? He said, yes. He said, this is a sahifa which contains three things. This comes in Kitab-ul-Ilm, Sahih al Bukhari. Sayyidina Ali radiallahu ta'ala is stating, he showed his own book, which he had written, which he had transcribed, said, this is my book, my Sahifa Sayyidina Ali. And it contains three kinds of knowledge. How many kinds? Number one, Kitabullah. One. Number two, whatever I heard from Holy Prophet is Hadith. And number three, he says, and the fahm, the reasoning and understanding which I derived from Qur'an and Sunnah. Or kama qal. So he said that this book contains three sources of knowledge. Qur'an and Sunnah of Holy Prophet and fahm. And this fahm was al-fiqh. So this hadith becomes the basis of the three basic sources of Sharia. Three basic sources of Sharia. Fahm, which I derived from Quran, text of Quran and Sunnah. So Quran became the first source of the ahkam of Sharia. Sunnah and Hadith became the second source of ahkam of Sharia. And the word fahm, which I derived from Quran and Sunnah through logical deduction, through reasoning, through my understanding, that became the basis of al-fiqh and basis of ijtihad. And through this source in the light of Quran and Sunnah, al-fiqh went on developing. So al-fiqh itself is Sunnah. So the basic thing which I wanted to explain, that compilation, collection and compilation of hadith is Sunnah of Holy Prophet, because he himself commanded for that. And in the same way, the usulul hadith is also Sunnah of Holy Prophet, because he himself said that don't allow anybody to tell lie about me. This became the basis of usulul hadith.